It's about time for another rant, and this time we're going to talk about Taco Bell. Now, Taco Bell, just like McDonald's, started out as something of a value company, at least in my lifetime. When I was a kid, up until teenager, young adult, they were for value. You'd go there to get a lot of food for cheap. That's what people used to make jokes about Taco Bell. You show up with $10, you leave with a feast. That was the point of Taco Bell and McDonald's and those kind of like lower end fast food places, who seem to have forgotten that that's where their roots came from, especially Taco Bell. You can argue with McDonald's that they just don't know what they're doing, but Taco Bell, they very clearly know what they're doing, and I hate it. In fact, in some ways, it feels like Taco Bell purposely screws with people, screws with me in particular, with their prices and their promotions. They just love messing with people, especially now with the double decker taco. This one, it hurt when I saw that it just quietly kind of released today on the app for $2.99 for a double decker taco or $3.69 for Supreme. I felt I had to make this video because it's just ridiculous. The double decker taco is a good microcosm. It's a good example of basically the whole fast food industry over the last couple years because of COVID. I mean, that's really the root cause of it. Here's what happened. Allegedly, in my opinion, whatever you want to say, but this is the truth. COVID hit, fast food, there was a scramble for a while, but eventually they became pretty much, ideal. Everybody went to fast food. Their stuff shot up like Amazon. Everybody was ordering food, delivery, all that stuff was huge. So the companies made record profits, right? What did they do with those record profits? They raised the prices of the food, and they made it more inconvenient to get deals by switching to the app and things like that. And instead of taking those profits and reinvesting them in new items or paying employees more, things like that, things that people want, they just pocketed it. And that's what they continue to do. And they do it in the name now of inflation. And it's thanks to COVID that they can do that, right? Because year over year, they want to make more money. That's just the way capitalism is. It's not sustainable. Everybody knows that, but that's how we keep going. So they complain about rising wages. They complain about rising costs. They put these things out there in the ether that, things are just going to be more expensive so that people will accept it. But the fact is, you really shouldn't accept it, because when you look at the financials of these companies, you will see that they have made more money than ever over these last couple of years, and they continue to rake in the profits. And there is nothing slowing them down, and they have absolutely no excuse to really raise prices the way they've been doing. You could argue that inflation is, you could raise prices, fine. You can go with that argument, but not to the extent that they have. And not to the extent that they're squeezing down on the available deals and kind of things for normal people, and kind of forcing everybody to pay the price or just not eat out. And they know that it's just not an option for many people anymore. It's ingrained. It's cultural. It's social. It's people's lives. Fast food is there to stay for a lot of people. It's a staple. Maybe it shouldn't be, but it is. That's just the reality of the world. And they know that. They know that there's a certain amount of people who will pay whatever the cost is. And that amount of people seems to be going up and up. Their goal is to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until they hit some kind of backlash, which has just not happened. Nobody's talking about it really. People complain. There's rumblings. People complain all the time on the internet about prices, but nobody's really doing anything or organizing some kind of, I don't know, because there's nothing really to do. If you put a petition out and wanted people to sign it saying stop raising the prices of fast food, nobody's going to care because it's an extra. As I said, it's not something that is necessary to live. You don't need to have fast food to live, but in fact it is for some people. You really have to think about different people's situations and the way the world works. Take into mind so many different variables of human life, whatever. It is, in fact, a staple to many people. And the fact of the matter is that they just want to keep pushing to keep the profits going up, which is, that's their goal, because that's just the way the world works. And it's up to us as consumers to push back. Otherwise, there will be no stopping it, essentially. So this video, nobody's going to watch it. It doesn't really matter. But I want to put my voice out there and say please stop. and to try to push back. I'm one of those people who would have gotten a double-decker taco today. This is what I want to really say, the ideal point of this video. I am one of those people who would have gotten a double-decker taco today if it was priced reasonably. I like the double-decker taco, and in fact, the double-decker taco was built from the ground up as a value item. This was a value item since its inception, at least as far as I know, since I've known it. You know, it started out on like the 79-cent menu, then it was part of like the 2 for $2 meals. I think before they took it off the menu, it was like $1.29. You know, it's a cheap item. It's a value menu item. That was what the double-decker taco always was. It's a taco with beans and a flour tortilla on the outside. It's not something fancy or special. What it really represented was kind of like a calorie-dense item for cheap, for me and for, I think, more than a few people. It wasn't necessarily about the taste, which is good, but the fact that it was a good value for the price. And now it's completely the opposite, and it's, in fact, a more premium item, which makes no sense, especially after having a vote to bring it back. This is where I get lost, especially with Taco Bell and the marketing thing. Why have a vote in the app and make it a big deal that you're bringing back the double-decker taco? People voted for it. People are excited about it. You know, people are anticipating it coming back because they took it off the menu for absolutely no reason, because they have all the ingredients easily and could have just kept it on the menu or kept it orderable. There's no reason why they couldn't have kept it on, you know, the menu for people who want it to order it, that, you know, love it. But instead they didn't. They took it off. You couldn't get it. And now you can, but only if you want to pay $3 for something that used to be cheap. And I feel like an old man yelling at cloud saying that it used to be this and now it's this, but there's a big disparity here. It's not like it used to be $1.29 and now it's $2. That would be fine. Everybody would understand that. And as I get interrupted by annoying people loudly closing doors because they have no manners, I guess I should probably wrap this up, but I hate it. Please don't go buy the double-decker taco, especially after the grilled cheese nacho fries fiasco. Just don't. I mean, you got to vote with your wallet at some point. People say that all the time, but it's really a matter of fact. If you're somebody who wanted the double-decker taco to come back and you see the $3 price point and you realize that it's a joke, don't go. Just don't get it, even if you're excited, because that's the only way to let Taco Bell know that it's BS. Or post your own video. Please make a rant video alongside me. Somebody make a video that Taco Bell will notice, and maybe we'll get some traction that way, because otherwise we're doomed. So with that, I will see you all next time.